First of all, I want to give a little shout out. I wrote some notes. All right, want to shout out, obviously, the awesome football game this Saturday. I got a chance to stay all the way to the end, and man, what a game. It was great. So shout out to Mike Leach and the football team, and obviously excited for this upcoming weekend, which I think is the number one AP poll. Number one, obviously, team in the country. So what a great opportunity for us at home. Also, shout out to James Armstrong with women's soccer, 3 p.m. We find out some good news this week. Volleyball, doing well, trying to get back-to-back NCAA tournament appearances. They play at 8 p.m. after us on that Friday. So I plan on coaching up that game and running over there to show some love. And that's going to be exciting times. And then, obviously, men's basketball and Chris Jans opening up today in the Hump. I've said it before, but I just want to say it again. I can't thank Chris Jans, with both of us coming in as first-time head coaches, how awesome it's been, our relationship, but most importantly, who he is as a man, and the tone he sets for that program for my young women, and how he values women's basketball has made this an awesome experience for me and my young ladies. So wishing them the best of luck tonight and planning to be here and, man, just see the Hump live in person gives me goosebumps. And then it's be our time Wednesday, and we've been working hard. We've had 2 closed exhibitions where I'm excited about our team. We've learned a lot, but we got a lot more to learn. But you'll never have all the answers. That's why you got to play early. Get tested when the lights come on and see where we're at. But my team is hungry. We're excited. And most importantly, you couldn't ask for a better week when you can play at home in front of that home crowd. Which I'm excited to see everyone out in attendance because, again, like I've told everybody, this is why I've taken this job. Women's basketball matters, and there's nothing better than playing here in the Hump because I can remember just, 8-9 months ago when I walked in with my wife and children and saw it, as I was looking around, and now to actually think that people will be in attendance brings me goosebumps. So with that being said, I'm ready for any questions.
Probably that.
Sam, I know coaching is coaching. You've been doing it for a long time, but how different does this feel this week preparing for a game as a head coach?
Yeah, great question. I think for me, honestly, where my mind's been has been everything besides coaching the game. With it being the responsibility on my shoulders. Do we have the uniforms? How are we looking with a game day management, schedule? I had a Zoom call with my parents yesterday. Because this is all new for all of us. Just to let them know, how are we going to operate? How are we going to, after home games, how am I going to go about things so they can see their child or what their expectations they can expect from themselves if we're on the road. So just a lot of just making sure the other stuff is taken care of so that way when the ball is tipped that we're ready to rock. So that's been my focus this week.
And following up on that, what are the expectations for you, for your team, and how they prepare and how they play on game days?
Yeah, it's respect everyone, fear nobody. That's been my motto at Louisville, and we take it one game at a time. I'm a big break it up in 4-minute segments. I want to see, no matter what the score is, a fight, a growth about us, and most importantly, a focus. We're not getting caught up too much on end goals, but just making sure we get off to a good start, which again I mentioned earlier, being able to play at home and us going through this ringer together is a big thing because obviously we know what's coming next week. But again, I don't want to get talked up into that right now, but we got to make sure we come out the gates this first week.
I was curious if you had a starting lineup in mind yet for the opening game.
I do, but you know what? I'm not going to give it so the fans have to come see in person, all right? So even though I love you guys in the media, I don't want to give that out yet. But my team knows, and I feel good about our rotation and excited to see what happens.
Yeah, I guess how much flexibility will you have with that, through non-conference game? Do you expect to see different starting lineups in November and December?
It could. Because I've told my young women that I'm a coach that you got to earn it. I don't want anybody to feel comfortable, including me or my coaching staff, that you got to perform, and then also what's best for the team. I can't say it enough. This is my first year with them. There's a lot of new bodies, so I have some ideas in mind, but that's where I learned from Jeff Walls, and I keep saying it, a future Hall of Famer, is his ability to adapt and change things up to make sure he puts a winning product on the floor is that same kind of mindset that I have. So we'll see how it goes.
And then what are you expecting from Mississippi Valley State on Wednesday?
Oh, well, it's opening day. They actually play an exhibition today, game, which will be good for us. I have some old film. It's a first-year head coach for them, too. So I'm anxious to see the film today because I don't want to give too much. That's what I told our staff. I want to watch this game today. I think it's at 5:30. North Alabama, we were just running down. They're playing now in a game, opening day. They have a kids game. So they were up, I think, 18-11 before we walked down. So today's going to be a good day for me, or I should say tonight after the men's game, so I can watch the film and truly know what I'm looking, what we have to play and what we have to face this week. So,
All right, go ahead.
You have an interesting dynamic of players. You have some young players in there, but also pulled in some older players from other schools. And last year, this team just didn't have much depth at all.
right.
So it's, you can flip the script there. But how confident are you in the too deep for this team? Keeping you where you are if you bring in another 3 or 4 players off the bench.
Yeah, no, depth is huge, and I plan on using it. We're going to get after it, but I'm also going to make adjustments on how the game's called. Hopefully it's fast and in our favor and the whistle doesn't blow much so I can sub and get after it, but if it slows down, then I got to be willing to adjust. But I think what you'll see for us is you come to a game, 10 to 11 players playing, possibly, not in and not out. That would be the ultimate situation for me.
Obviously, a lot of excitement comes with, the opening game, opening week. I guess, how do you try to bottle that up and make sure that energy stays when, it's early December, late December, as, the season kind of gets to that grind point?
I think we remember our why. Why are we doing this? I told you when I took the storyline, and our fan base knows what they've been through the last 2 years. I think that energy is a little easy this year because there's a hunger to get back to March. So for me, it's not necessarily bottling it up, but I've been saying I've had the lid off the bottle. Let's go, let's dance, and let's take it one game at a time. And I don't get too caught up of peaking too early, peaking too late, because again, the environment I want for my young women is something fun and energetic. And when that happens, it's a natural vibe where I tell everybody college should be the best 4 years of your life. And I take a lot of pride in that, and so I don't plan on pumping the brakes anytime, and let's just have fun like no other and get this thing back to the national stage. That's my goal.
So, coming into the season, first year head coach, I know that you guys have played a few exhibition games, but how would you kind of describe the feelings of this week and just the idea of you guys finally being able to play someone that's not you guys in a regular season game?
Exciting. Yeah, no, it's fun. We are, like everybody else probably in the country, we're tired of beating each other up. So it's going to be fun to play somebody else, but most importantly, again, to play in the hump. This place is special. And, obviously the construction is going on the outside, but the inside's still the inside. And it's going to be electric, and with the fans coming in and being willing to work with us, we can't wait.
Robbie, go ahead.
You mentioned a couple weeks ago you are going to be real slow with Danae and working her back in. Is she available tomorrow?
She is. Yeah, she is. Yeah, that's a great question. And that's where we talked about in the past. It's I don't want to put a number on her. I think fans are going to say I treat her a little different. If she kicks it off her foot, I'm okay with that. Because it's reality. She's coming back where she is very athletic. You all saw firsthand last year how special she was on the boards, the energy she provides. So there's still that getting her body and her mind together as one when you come back from an injury like that. So this week will be a good test, and hopefully she can give some good minutes and get her back. So, but again, I just don't want to put a number out there because it's just we got to wait and see.
Great.
Yeah, and you mentioned how Chris Jansen supported women's basketball. What specifically has that support looked like from him?
Well, first of all, who he is as a person. And I tell people all the time, this is what I love about Starkville. It's how you treat people. The fact that we, obviously in the same building over there, left and right of each other, but just coming down the staircase, saying hi to each one of my young women, stopping by practice and saying hello, out in dinner, getting up from the table. Those are small things just in life. More or less being a person, just a normal person, that he sets the tone. And when his players see the head coach do that, then that's the role model that I appreciate, because then his players follow suit for who he is and his staff is. So it's been awesome.
Kind of just following up on the Danae question, are there any other injuries, concerns coming into the season?
No. Right now we're good. Yeah, I'm going to redshirt Anaya Palmer. I don't think I've made a public announcement on that. So we've had a talk. She will redshirt because with the depth. It'll be good for her for another year of development. But other than that, everybody's healthy. Everybody's ready to go and fight for these last 2 days of getting as much playing time for me as possible.